6 healthy nutrition goals you need for the new year. So the new year is a great opportunity for you to start building healthier eating habits and healthier habits in general. Even if, I always say this, you don't need to wait until then to change up your goals and to set new goals, but it can be very motivating to do so. And this new year got me thinking, if I were to meet someone who had zero nutrition information, like zero knowledge on anything, who didn't know what was healthy, what wasn't, and I had to give them 6 goals that were effective and yet actually achievable, like reasonable to ask from them, from a total beginner, what would I say? And so I came up with these 6 goals that I think that everybody needs and that are very, very important when it comes to nutrition, but also are very, very doable. It's not anything like dramatic. So I promise that they're goals that you can implement in your life right now, this new year. Number 1, eat more fruit and vegetables. This is basic, yet not enough people do this. Fruit and vegetables are so beneficial for our health, and so many studies show that people who consume more of them have lower chances of disease risk and higher quality of living all across the board. So make sure that you are increasing your fruit and veggie intake. And so for this goal, depending on where you're at, if you're someone who never eats fruit and veggies, try to have at least one type of fruit and or veggie a day. And you can do easy things, like you can have an apple with caramel as a snack, or you can have peanut butter and banana, or you can cut zucchini, spiralized zucchini, put that in your pasta. Do little things. Think of little things that you can do. So that's if you're just starting out, eat no fruit and veggies. And if you're already eating some fruit and veggies, but it's just that some days you're not eating enough, make sure that you set a goal that's reasonable. For instance, it could be, I'm gonna eat 1 serving of vegetable with each meal and then 1 fruit for each snack, or have fruit for dessert and some type of veggie for a starter for every meal. Something like that, something achievable for you, something reasonable within what you're already used to. So tweak that goal however you like, but bottom line, eat more fruit and veggies. Number 2, you need to plan your meals. So lots of people are motivated when it comes to healthy eating. They're like, oh, it's a new year, I'm gonna eat healthy this year. But then they come home from work and they're like, oh, I don't wanna cook this long meal from scratch. I'm just gonna order out. A big reason why people turn to junk food, more processed foods, or eating out is because of the convenient factor. So you really need to make sure that you make healthy eating as convenient as possible. And for that, plan your meals. So again, you have to adapt these goals to your own personal situation. If you've never meal planned a day in your life, I'm not going to ask you to make your meals Monday through Friday on Sunday evening and have them in a nice little container. That's not realistic. But what is realistic is spending maybe 10 to 15 minutes every evening thinking about the meal that you're going to make the day after, the dinner after, let's say, and thinking about the ingredients that you need, making sure that it's ingredients that you do have, planning to buy certain ingredients if you don't have them. You could also on one day of the week make a general outline of a few things that you want to be cooking, a few different options that you can choose from, and then grocery shop with that list so you have the options, and that can be a sort of planning. Or you can also do some form of batch cooking where you, again, on one specific day of the week, batch cook maybe grains or protein or pre-cut veggies and things like that. Again, as with the first goal, and this is going to be the same with all the goals, tailor it to your own specific situation, but bottom line, you need to plan your meals more. Number 3, eat more legumes. So usually when I tell people that they need to eat more fruit and veggies, they're like, yeah, I knew that already. But legumes, people don't know just how healthy legumes are. They're associated, again, with lower risks of lots of diseases, and the similarity between legumes and fruit and veggies is that they're high in fiber, and fiber is definitely a nutrient that most people lack. Most people are not eating enough, and so it's important to focus on incorporating more fiber into your diet. So fruit and veggies. Now with legumes, again, if you've never touched a bean in your life, you're not gonna go eating beans for all of your meals, but you can slowly incorporate maybe once a week a portion of beans, maybe a dish that is made like with the base ingredient being beans. Or you can start adding a little bit of hummus to some of your meals, maybe have like a split pea soup or something, add some red beans to your tortilla, whatever you want. Bottom line, eat more legumes. Number 4, you need to actually enjoy your meals. Make that a very important goal for this new year. Because usually for the new year, you're more focused on having goals that are gonna have results for you and that aren't necessarily gonna be that enjoyable that you're gonna have to like stick through. But I promise you, if one of your goals is actually to enjoy your meals more, that's actually gonna be way more sustainable. Because enjoying your meals doesn't mean that you're gonna have like candy for every meal. You still need to be making sure that your meals are balanced and healthy, and I have a bunch of videos to help you figure that out. But the enjoyment factor is crucial for this to actually last long term, which is what you want when you're setting goals. So this new year, make sure that you're putting as much energy into finding ingredients and foods that you actually enjoy, that actually excite you. You're like, yes, I'm really happy to be eating that. Put as much energy in doing that than in finding meals that are healthy and balanced and nourishing. There are so many healthy foods to choose from, so it's really a shame if you only choose the ones that you don't actually like. You can choose foods that are healthy and enjoyable. Number 5, and you probably saw this coming if you've been watching my channel for a long time, you need to turn to more mindful and intuitive eating. Being mindful of what you eat is important, but so is being mindful of how you eat. And if you're able to turn to your internal hunger and fullness cues instead of outside rules and regulations to eat, then that is much healthier and again, way more sustainable. This means that you need to eat when you start getting hungry and you need to stop eating when you are full. Not because it's time to eat, not because there's still stuff on your plate. This also means making sure that you're taking the time to eat, that you're enjoying this moment fully without any distractions, and that you're eating slowly, chewing your food correctly, making sure that you're taking breaks, and assessing your hunger levels throughout the meal. I have an entire playlist on mindful and intuitive eating that you can check out here or in the description if you want to get started with that. And again, as with the other goals, set a goal that works for you within this category. So maybe it could be increasing your dinner time from like eating all your food in 5 minutes to making sure that you sit down for like 20 minutes. Or it could be making sure that you position yourself on the hunger and fullness scale to see if you're actually hungry before you eat and to see if you can stop when you're full. It can be practicing more mindfulness in like a general state. And last but not least, you need to drink water. Again, this is a goal that is very easy and yet is going to have so many positive benefits on your body if you make water your main priority, like the drink of choice, the default drink, let's say. And then that doesn't mean that you can never have anything else. You can, but it needs to be the exception. Water is a very important nutrient and has a ton of highly important functions, and I have an entire video on the importance of water right here if you want to learn more about it. But again, you have to set a goal that works for you in your current situation. If you never ever drink water and only have like soda at the table, then little by little try to replace one of those drinks with water, or try to add in water and still have these drinks, and then little by little replace the drinks. Set a goal that works for you, but just please increase your water intake. Your entire body will thank you. It's also really helpful for your digestive system. It helps all of your cells. It's just so crucial. So hopefully these goals were helpful to you. Remember that you need to focus on improvement and not perfection. You don't need to try to master every single thing. Just pick a few of these goals that you feel speak to you and that you feel you can actually achieve, and set a plan that you can actually stick to and that works within your own personal situation. Again, that's like the recurring theme of the video. You can't just take somebody else's goals and apply them to you. You have to make sure that they actually fit within what you're able to do. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like it and subscribe, and see you on my next one. Bye.